POV, I'm like the most annoying person you know. Oh, you just got back from Target? Oh, that's kind of crazy. Oh, you don't have a car and Target's the closest store with tampons in walking distance and you just needed tampons and the closest mom and pop shop is a 2-hour walk away and they don't even have tampons there? Yeah, but Target's unethical. That's kind of crazy. What's this? Oh, this is just my lithium mind vape from the kids in Congo. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is a Shein shirt, but I got it from a thrift store, so it's actually okay. You should kill me. Yeah, because you just shopped at Target. The point of this video is to point out hypocrisies people make every day when people are just trying to live, not excusing overconsumption and unethical labor.
I didn't follow this creator. Apparently their name is Baby Bangs Girl until I saw some people critiquing this video. And so I went and watched the whole thing and then watched the ensuing drama. This poor creator is getting dragged so hard. I'm shocked and disappointed at the reaction from other people on the left. Because when I watched this video, I was like, yeah, this is a great take. This is a really good take. And that's not what people in the comments thought. In fact, it was so bad, this creators had to make multiple follow-up videos, including this, to try and explain something that should be self-evident. But okay.
I'm going to say this for one time for the people who did not understand what I was trying to say because this is getting really out of hand. I did not say, let's all stop boycotting and go to Target and buy everything from Target and support Target, this evil corporation. I used Target as an example.
Right, I didn't think that they were saying that in their original video, but apparently half of TikTok does, which is an example of what we call waffles and pancakes discourse, where you say, I love waffles, and then someone comes into your comments and is like, why'd you say you hate pancakes? And you're like, I didn't say that at all, but this is what happens when you post content on the internet. Waffles and pancakes is rampant. I actually thought this creator's initial video was really, really good, and they are illustrating a concept that I have spoken on extensively for many years because it's really, really important in permaculture design. I think it's pretty important for those of us organizing on the political left. It's important. It's important for everybody. And it's called Don't Let Perfect Be the Enemy of Good. I thought it was abundantly clear that this person was pointing out the hypocrisy in people expecting perfection from somebody else in one small area, having no grace, having no ability to understand nuance, to understand somebody else's limitations, but then at the same time, turning a blind eye and excusing their own compromised behavior. Slamming somebody for not perfectly boycotting Target because it is the en vogue boycott of the moment. Now, I've been boycotting Target religiously since February, but I understand why other people might not be able to do it perfectly or even at all. But to dog on somebody else without bothering to understand their unique set of circumstances, to prejudge them because they don't perform a level of perfection that you expect in this one specific area, while you yourself, also living under an unethical system of capitalism, are unable to perfectly consume. And like you're choosing to buy that Shein shirt that was sewn by a 14-year-old girl, or someone in prison being exploited for their labor, and you don't bother to think about the environmental impact because that shitty shirt that you just bought is going to disintegrate after a month's worth of wears and is going to end up in the waste stream very, very quickly. None of that comes into consideration for you. It's just this focus on this one issue and becoming really, really fixated on perfect application. Now, we know that it's important for boycotts that we have a high level of participation. That's super important. But in all of my videos over the years where I talk about not letting perfect be the enemy of good, where I talk about lowering the barrier to entry, giving people attainable goals, and extending grace to folks, that's how you get a high level of participation. When you say you can only join our movement, you can only be part of the cool kids club if you do everything perfectly, and if you slip up at all, we are going to come for you. We are going to judge the shit out of you for not maintaining our level of expected perfection. You don't build a movement that way. You make a very, very small tent for yourself. And this is much of my criticism of other people on the political left, is this siloing in these tiny, tiny tents where you only want to work with people who are exactly like you, who have perfect politics like you, and perform those politics in a way that is pleasing and perfect to you. There's no room for grace. I feel like there's a couple different things going on. I know a bunch of people in the comments of this video just like real outrage over the Target boycott. Yeah, Target, they dumped their DEI policies. I understand why there is a wide boycott against them. I am participating in that boycott. We need everybody to do it. But if you don't do it perfectly because you have other limitations, because you are trying to work inside a system you did not create, which is oppressing you, you are trying to reform a system from within, fight a system that you are currently forced to live within while it harms you. That is totally good and understandable. We talk about that stair step of good, better, best. The best is often not attainable for us while trapped in this system. So we try to reach for better, and you know what? Sometimes we settle for good. All of that still has a positive impact. It still does good. We can do some more good, or we can do even more good. It's all still good. Too often on the political left, people focus on one issue. We could talk about what that issue was in the 2024 election and how people are trying to play that game again with Jasmine Crockett right now. But it also speaks to all of this performance of living out of enacting your values through things like boycotts, or the way you vote, or the way you dress, or the way you protest, etc., etc. But all of this desire for purity, this inability to access nuance and grace for other people who may have different limitations and may be oppressed by the system in a way that you're not. To me, that's giving like scrupulosity. It's giving not only scrupulosity, but contamination issues. A need for you or other people around you to perform something perfectly with incredible purity, or else like you're contaminated by them and it's a moral injury. I think there's a lot of that. I think there's a lot of scrupulosity going on the political left. I think it's more than that as well. I've been very critical of other people on the left that I feel bring a lot of their evangelicalism with them. And not just that, maybe it's their Mormonism, their LDS with them. Maybe it's their Catholic baggage with them. There's an awful lot of wanting to adhere to the letter of the law, not the spirit of the law. There's very little room for grace. There's a whole lot of punitive engagement, punitive measures that are taken against people who do not perform purity in a way that is pleasing to the left. It's all about perfection. It's all about having perfect be the enemy of good. And that is how we hamstring ourselves. We are so anxious to just completely, reject somebody who could be our ally, that we could partner with, who earnestly wants to do good. It's not only that, it's a lack of inclusion in a way that is really ableist, really privileged, and refuses to try to understand somebody else's lived experience. I will say endlessly that I think the way out of this is that we lean into our humanity, right? We have to see our own humanity and also the humanity in other people, and likewise get them to see our humanity as well. And we have to start with our own folks here on the left. The fact that this creator just got ripped to shreds for this take, when all they were saying was like, please understand, you may be able to shop elsewhere, but not everybody does. I know that I haven't shopped at Walmart in a really, really long time for lots of reasons, but for so many people in rural America, they have no other good option. When we lived in a very rural part of Oregon, I did shop at Walmart because I had very limited options, very limited funds. And I was trying to function in a system and do the best that I could to resist that system, to resist the harm being done by that system, while understanding that my choices were limited. We often have to act in a way that is harm reduction, like general elections, like general presidential elections. We don't necessarily have the ability to control all of the choices we're presented with. And so we have to choose the one that does the most good, that limits the most harm. I don't know how to help us on the left with this issue because I feel like it's a perpetual problem. And I do think that a lot of it is people bringing their religious baggage, their own desire for moral grandstanding as well, and not unpacking that, not deconstructing from that, not working through that. We sabotage ourselves when we could be doing so much good. We could be expanding our movement. We could be supporting people so they could participate in these actions more fully. If that person has to shop at Target because they don't have a car, it's the only store in walking distance where they can go buy tampons, and you want them to participate in the Target boycott more fully, what are you doing to help them get their needs met? Are you buying them tampons in another store and dropping them off at their house? What are you doing to support somebody with different limitations so they can more fully invest in the causes that are worthy? That's what mutual aid is. We all have to take care of each other so that we can all work together to build a better America. How do we help other people on the left? How do we help ourselves on the left do this better?